Alrighty, hi everybody out there in internet video land. My name is Nigel S. Clayton. I live at 733 East 9th Street, apartment 5B, formerly known as 5FW, and a couple of other addresses. I'm making this video today to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that UHAB and its general contractor, Hoscon Construction, purposely went out of their way to bastardize this apartment of mine, an apartment that I might like to add I have lived in since the year 2000, okay? And the apartment is a mess. Okay, so let's run around the apartment right quick and I'll show you what's wrong with it. Okay, first of all, I'd like to make it very clear. I've been complaining about this apartment since moving in September of 2010. UHAB has consistently blown me off. UHAB knows that the employees of its general contractor, Hoscon Construction, attempted to have me arrested for visiting this apartment at UHAB's invitation. I have paperwork, a letter, an email that is, which was sent to Charles Ho by Jennifer Kaminsky, outlining that she found it very troubling that Hoscon's employees would try to have me arrested for visiting my apartment, yet my white neighbors were allowed to come in and out of the building as they pleased. I have this as an email which was sent to Charles Ho on my laptop. I will be printing that out, and as soon as I can figure out the best way to go about it, I will be putting all the documents on these videos. Okay, so let's just get into the tour, because this place is just horrible. It's horrible, and I would have to be stupid to think that the reason why these things are the way they are is an accident. I'd be a moron to suggest to myself that Charles Ho's employees were just having a bad day. They knew that I'm the only black man living in this building. I am the only person who's been complaining about his apartment. All of my other white neighbors, Damian Faulkner, Daniela Maman, Bill, whatever the hell his last name is, Mike Dreg, John Wagner and his partner Sarah Ferguson, Mike House, even the newbie, Seth Roscoe and his family. And there's Vicky Chin on the first floor. None of these people have any complaints about their apartment. As far as they're concerned, the work was done beautifully. I'm the only person with complaints. So let's get right into it, because I gotta tell you the truth. When you see it, it speaks for itself. Once again, I fully feel that this work that was done incorrectly was done by Hoscon's employees purposely. Oh, a darky lives up there. Oh, a nigger lives in there. Oh, blackie lives in there. Don't even bother doing a good job. Just slap it up and leave. No one is gonna listen to him. So let's get on with it. Oh, P.S. Others at UHAB know about this. They've been going out of their way to try to evict me from this apartment because I've been complaining about the workmanship in this apartment and the fact that Hoscon Construction's employees tried to have me arrested. They've been blowing all of this off. From what I understand, this apartment is worth quite a bit of money. In fact, it's probably worth $250,000. So it would be in their best interest to get rid of this darky. Well, I'm not leaving without a fight. So let's get into it. All right. The first thing I'm going to show all of you people is the stove. The stove was installed with no clearance. All right. It was placed up against a wall, and this is what happens when you try to use the stove. We're going over to the stove, and I am placing my laptop right down on the eye. As you can see, that black mark is a mark that gets made when you place a pot on the stove to cook. It leaves this line here. Here, let me show you what happens when you are cooking. Those are burn marks, okay? Simply put, when you put a pot on the stove, because the pot doesn't sit evenly, the wall gets burned from the flame coming out of the stove's burner. Now, we tried this with 3 different sized pots, and the results are always the same. Okay, so let me move this in closer so that you good people at home can see the workmanship as done by Hoscon Construction. Okay, now I had an inspector from the city come into this apartment. That gentleman's name was Inspector Thornton. Inspector Thornton says to me, "You are not to use this stove under any circumstances. This stove is dangerous, and the only reason why I'm not going to write it up is because I can't do anything about that unless it has a gas leak. But allow me to reiterate, Inspector Thornton has made it clear that this is a dangerous situation." Okay? And I want to let you know that if Hoscon Construction were such the professionals that they profess to be, this wouldn't be here. Okay? That's the first item. Let's move to the window in the hall. Now, this used to be a foyer. Now, for those of you who do not know what a foyer is a room between your front door and the first living chamber. Normally, a foyer is about the size of a good pantry, okay? Now, when I lived in this apartment for years, I had a brick-lined wood-burning stove that sat in the foyer for over a decade. It was never removed by me because it was far too heavy. Okay, that wood-burning stove sat in this area here. Okay, now the foyer normally ended where this stove begins. This whole space here was originally my foyer, but it's gone now, and they've replaced it with this. It's only as wide as the front door. Okay? Now, as you can see, attached to the wall that burns is the doorbell and a light switch. Okay, so let's move on now to the first window. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, so this is the first window. Let's see if I can get a good shot of it. Alright, this window looks out into the air shaft. Okay, I want to show you this window currently is taped shut. Now, the reason why this window is taped shut is because the hardware on the windows are broken. See that? You can hear it. It is as though they were popped up with a screwdriver. Okay? There you go. That's tape. See? That's tape holding the window in. And this, ladies and gentlemen, that is another piece of broken hardware. Now, please bear in mind, before Hoscon's men came here, all the windows were arrow straight. The guys who installed these windows did a really good job. Okay? I moved back into the apartment. All the window hardware is broken. So as a result, we're going to untape this. I'm holding the laptop with one hand as I'm doing this. So please bear with me. I'm trying not to drop my laptop. I don't have any money to replace it. Okay, so I'm going to put my knee up against the glass and I'm going to pull the tape off. Oh, and by the way, these windows have been taped up since 2010. See if I can get this piece off because it is on there now, thankfully. This window, by the way, fell in to the apartment. And that's when I decided to tape it up so that the panes of glass wouldn't be destroyed. Here, let me set this down because we are having a time. Probably shouldn't do this because I'm gonna need this tape. Here, put your knee back in there so that the window doesn't fall onto the laptop. Okay? Now I'm holding it with my knee right now. So I'm gonna let you see what the deal is. Okay, there's our angle. All right. Okay. Whoa. Easy, easy. Okay, so, whoa, there you go. All right, so once again, as you can plainly see, the hardware on this window is broken. It's as though it was popped up with a screwdriver. The same goes for the second one. As you can see, the hardware is broken. And if you look at the top where the screw hole is, it looks as though it was popped up. I mean, this doesn't happen with normal use. Now, as a result, this window does not stay locked in. Okay? It fell in once, and this is what happens. See that? It doesn't even stay in. All right? Okay? That's why it is taped shut. And it is not the only window that is taped shut. Here, let's try to... Jeez, what a mess. Now it won't go down. Let's try to just block it in there so it doesn't move. All right, and let's quickly go over to the other window because okay. All right, so this is the second window. Okay? Now I'm going to remove the items that are in the window. I put these items in the window just in case if the window fell in, this stuff would block it from falling all the way down and hitting this, thus busting out the glass. Oh, I'm wearing headphones so I can make sure that this is recording properly. So right now what I'm going to do is remove the items that I have in the window to keep it blocked up. Okay? And I want to show you. This window is also, look at that. You can see, you can hear it plainly. This window as well is taped in. Okay? There is only one piece of window hardware holding this window in. The second piece of, come here, yeah, let's get this. This is ridiculous. You can plainly see that's packing tape. Okay? I'm gonna pull the packing tape out and hold the window because this window has one piece of working hardware. See, that's the tape that holds my windows in. All right, let's see if I can get that on. All right, there you go. I'm lifting. Look at that. I don't even have to lift it much. You can plainly see that the screw for the hardware is in there. Okay, let's pick this up and give you people at home a good idea of what really, really poor, shoddy construction and racism does. All right, that's the window hardware on the second window adjacent to the air shaft. Okay, here, let me show you something I find to be far more interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna close this window now. So you can see it's open. I'm gonna close it. Okay, and I'm gonna, although I've mucked it up, I'm gonna just try to seal that up so that it doesn't fall in while I'm doing this. Okay, so what I have you looking at right now is these are Mars. This is what happens because this window is installed crooked, which means it's in on an angle. So when you open this window to clean the glass, because that's how they're designed, Charles, this is what you get. These are marred. See that? You can plainly see that. That's what happens when this window is opened. There is a second one. You can see it goes deep. There is a third one. Here is the fourth. Here is the fifth. And here is the sixth. Okay? That's straight up the entire window. Okay? Now, I doubt that you'll be able to see this, but the window, if you were to stand like right here and look at it, you can see plainly the window has been reinstalled on an angle. Now, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I lived in here for over a decade, okay? I watched the guys who installed the windows. The day they were here installing them, I was here as well, all right? So let's move into the living room. Oh, and we're not even going to get into the fact that the stuff in the bathroom, like the mirror and that light, that's all installed crooked. You could walk into the bathroom and plainly see that it is crooked. Here is one of the electrical outlets, all right, with no cover, and it's been like that since I moved in. Oh, P.S. When I asked Charles Ho about this window that mars the wall, Charles Ho had the nerve to say to me, "Oh, you just don't use that window." So let's go into the living room, shall we? Because this isn't over. All right, we're in the living room now, all right, and as you can plainly see, I am a DJ. I have a lot of records. This is something that UHAB knew about me the whole time. This is before they even came in to do their bogus renovation, all right? Those are all my records. Now, in order for me to have this many pieces of vinyl, I would have had to have a pretty big apartment, okay? But, you know, hey, that doesn't matter to UHAB. It does not matter to Charles Ho. So, this is the window that overlooks the fire escape. As you can see, I have equipment, just a little, in the window to keep it kind of blocked up. The reasoning is this window is also taped shut. All right? I took the paper off of the windows because I really don't want people looking in here. Okay? Now, the reason for that is because the window doesn't lock. The window has a space between where the lock mechanism is and where it attaches. So this amount of space means that the window does not lock. Okay? I invite anyone to come over and take a look at this. It's ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. This is supposed to be a newly renovated apartment. These things shouldn't be going on. All right? Now, you probably can't see from where my finger is, but there are cracks that have developed all the way around the window frame. As you go further up the frame, you can see the cracks become worse. This is in both window casements, and to say that the cracks are spreading beyond the window is an understatement. Okay, let's go to the second window, which is also papered, though this window operates. All right? What my concern is the cracks which have developed. And in this one's case, the cracks are spreading to the point where it's reaching up to the ceiling. There's another set of cracks right there up in the corner. And if you could see that, I'm trying to aim it, there are cracks forming where they didn't even do a decent taping job on the walls. Okay? Another concern I have is this. Notice how the records go right up to the window casement. Okay? Now, this wasn't like that before UHAB and Hoscon. All right? This wall has been moved inward. All right? We're going to get closer to this. I'm going to put my thumb there so that you can see. This is where my record wall leads up to. As you can see, the wall is crooked because these are milk crates and they sit up against the wall flush. So if the wall isn't even, you can see it with the milk crates. Okay? Now, my contention is, in order for this wall to have been moved inward, that either means that Louis Holguin, the guy that lives next door, got that extra square footage that was cut from my apartment, or there is an extremely thick hollow wall, because the wall is hollow. When Louis is on the phone, I can hear him clear as day. It's almost like he's in the living room with me. This is all the time this is going on. Okay? So I don't know, let me show you the molding that's popping off for some reason. This is the real winner right here. All right, so let's see if we can get that. All right, so this is the molding of which I speak. Okay, this molding popped out. Okay, it goes all the way up the length of the door frame. Now, the reason why this popped out is because it wasn't nailed into anything. When you try to push it in, it pops back out. When I looked at where the nails were, they don't go into anything. In fact, this nail here, when you push it in, it goes into that white portion of the sheetrock. All right? It's not attached to anything. Okay? That popped out November 2010. All right? Now, I was painting this apartment, but when I realized that the stove burned, I stopped painting. I didn't feel the need to cover up Hoscon's poor construction. Okay? So, I don't know what more I can say. I don't know what more I can show you. I could show you the closet that goes at least 10 feet up for no good reason. All right? So I consider this closet, this wall they put up, it was a grand misuse of my apartment space. This apartment was originally a few square feet short of 400 square feet. 400. Now this apartment is so small, I spend all my time sitting in the middle of the room. Here, let me show you how I know that they purposely reduced the size of this apartment. I'm gonna set this on the floor. Okay, and then I'm gonna show you. Now, I'm gonna be posting this to Facebook and YouTube. So all the people on Facebook and people who go on YouTube who have partied in this apartment, because I've had, see, they thought that this is just some darky living in a space for a couple of years. This home was the social epicenter of this neighborhood for the better part of, 8 years. If I had a dime for every time the Outlaw Messenger Front of New York City held a party in this apartment, I mean, I wouldn't have any problems, to be honest with you. All right. So let me show you. Let me show you what goes on. Because the people at UHAB, they really think they're smart and they think they're slicker than everybody. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at right now is my DJ setup. 2 turntables, a mixer, stereo equipment on the rack below. Now, once upon a time, ladies and gentlemen, you would be able to walk around this DJ setup to get to the back of it. But you can't. I have pictures which show that this setup has sat in this living room like so for years. Now, this is how I knew that Hoscon Construction bastardized this apartment. This is the key way of telling, because the DJ setup sat underneath my loft bed and it came out to here, which meant that I was able to stand behind the DJ setup with my record setup, just how you're seeing, pull records, DJ. This is where the DJ setup has been for every last party that's ever taken place in this apartment. Okay? Years worth of apartments. Now, UHAB can say whatever they want. Marina Metalios has been blowing smoke up people's butts for quite a while now. They know I have a discrimination case against them, and they are going out of their way to get rid of me before that case comes to fruition. Alright, so I'm making this video right now to show you what's real and what's not real with these people at UHAB. I consider UHAB to be nothing more than a bunch of opportunistic do-gooders who have every intention of aiding and abetting the gentrification of the Lower East Side. This building is pretty much all white. Once they get rid of me, this building will go all white. And that includes Asians too, who are pretty much considered, you know, honorary whites in this society. And I don't care who don't like that statement, to be honest with you. All right, so let's see. We've done the windows. We've shown you how the windows are taped up. We've shown you the cracks in the windows. We've shown you the bastardization of the space itself. All right, we've shown you the kitchen wall. We've shown you the wall by the stove. We've shown you the kitchen windows that are messed up. We have shown you the crooked fixtures in the bathroom. We have shown you the molding that is popping off. Here, let me show you something else. All right, that is the jamb for the door. Okay, as you can plainly see, I'm going to hold this as evenly as possible. The jamb is installed on an angle. As a result, ladies and gentlemen, the door don't close. Not at all. And when you look at the lock mechanism on the other side with the jamb, you can see that Hoscon's employees didn't even try to install this correctly. Okay? That's door number 1. Doesn't close. Not at all. Not even in the slightest. All right? The bathroom door does the same as well. All right, so let's come out to the bathroom. Let's get portable right quick, and then we will show you the bathroom. Okay. This is the jamb on the bathroom door. Okay. As you can plainly see, it is not only installed on an angle, they cut out so much of the wood before because they didn't properly measure it, that they put putty in here and attached it using the putty. Now, as a result, this door, oh, this is great stuff here. This is really great stuff. This door doesn't close either. When you look at the lock mechanism and the jamb, you can plainly see that Hoscon's employees didn't even try. Oh, this one's not falling in yet. That's good. I'm gonna probably gonna have to cut this short because I gotta retape this window. This window here adjacent the air shaft is bad. It has fallen in once, and I thought that the glass was just gonna burst out. So this window I don't trust whatsoever. So I keep it tightly taped. Here, let me show you one last item, and we're gonna call this video a wrap. Okay. So what I'm gonna show you now is my refrigerator. Okay, now the refrigerator was provided by Weatherization. Okay, that's the fridge. Okay, when I moved back into this apartment, I pulled out 2 black mold caked pieces of insulation from out of the refrigerator. They have been packed inside of the refrigerator. So I at that time that I moved in was convalescing from asthma attacks, which had been brought on by the 11 square feet of exposed black mold which was in this apartment. Now, you have never offered me relocation, even though I have one of the worst apartments in the building. But 3 of my white neighbors, they got relocation, no problem. That's the way it is, I guess, with these people. Okay, this refrigerator, this tape has been on for a while because it's ripping off, as you can see. That's how you can tell old packing tape, because it rips. This refrigerator is taped. You can hear that. This refrigerator is taped shut. Okay? Now, when I removed the black mold pieces, I re-exposed myself to the stuff. And as a result, I just started feeling bad. Started getting the headaches again. Started feeling lethargic again. You know, just fucking, I just couldn't get my act together. It took me a while in the morning just to pull it together. So, this refrigerator is taped shut. When I told Jennifer Kaminsky of this and how the black mold insulation was inside of the refrigerator, she had the nerve to say to me, "Oh, well, that's not really our responsibility because Weatherization brought the refrigerators." And I said to her, this was a new refrigerator with the tag still in it. I hadn't even used this refrigerator. It stayed in here unplugged, unused. Now, the refrigerator is ruined. As far as I'm concerned, the black mold spores have to be laden in that refrigerator. It's not like they died because you removed the insulation. Okay? Oh, wow, this is so annoying to me. This is so bloody annoying to me. Really is. I have a kitchen full of stuff that I cannot get unpacked and moved into my apartment because the apartment is too small. Okay? All right? Now, I sent an email to the office of Nydia Velasquez, all right, who got a phone call from UHAB. I was supposed Marina Metalios, where she just snow jobbed them. Okay. Oh, everything is right. All right. We're making the proper adjustments to the apartment. I haven't seen hide nor hair of their people coming here to fix this apartment. All right. So that's it in a nutshell. That's it in a nutshell. Here, let me show you this here. This is the wall. Hollow. So if they were going to minimize my apartment space to maximize the stability of the building, why would they further minimize the apartment's interior space by building hollow walls? It's not the only hollow wall in here. This is the kitchen wall. Yes, it's a little dark, hence why I'm backlighting this with a bulb. All right. Okay, here is the kitchen wall. All right, as you can see, it is built out like the other one, and as you can hear, it is hollow. No insulation, no nothing. All right, and this was the work that was done by Hoscon Construction, which is owned by a gentleman named Charles Ho. They are based in Queens, and I gotta tell you people, if you're in a UHAB building and they are talking about having Hoscon Construction come to your home and renovate, you tell them no. You tell them I've seen Nigel's video and the workmanship on that apartment is absolutely crappy. Absolutely not. We don't want Hoscon Construction in our place. And to be honest with you, We're questioning your motives, seeing that they're your general contractor, okay? So this has been Nigel S. Clayton, 733 East 9th Street, apartment 5B, and this is my litany of complaints against UHAB and their construction firm, Hoscon Construction, on the bastardization and the poor workmanship that was done on this apartment. And I have to say again, this was not accidental. Charles Ho's employees tried to have me arrested for attending a walkthrough here at this building. They had me escorted out by 6 white NYPD officers who then told me that I couldn't come back in this building unless I had a new letter of permission and an escort. Now Hoscon's employees got a real good giggle. They were standing out there laughing right at me. Ha 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 ha, we got that nigger. Well, that's really cool. That's great. That's great. But I'm not leaving this without a fight. All right, you people are wrong. You know you're wrong, and I'm going out of my way to make sure that you people have to be held responsible for your actions. Okay, we're exposing everything, and that's what you have to do when you're a black man in this world, because there's a lot of what I like to call selectively racist whites out there, and those who consider themselves white. So I pin this right on UHAB. All right, if there's anybody out there that can show me or tell me different, please do. I'd love to hear it. You can contact me at nigelclayton@gmail.com, or you can contact me at NIGESC, that's NIGESC @yahoo.com. When you're putting in NIGESC, it's all lowercase letters. In the case of Gmail, it doesn't matter if you use uppercase or lowercase letters. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to call me at area code 917-515-8663. That's 917-515-8663. Thanks again for watching this video. Everybody out there have a happy day today. Alrighty, this is Nigel S. Clayton in the bastardized Clayton Ranch, signing out.